if you really notice, I know with me, you listening maybe to the world news, but everything else is going off. It's almost to the point you're not listening to foolishness. And it's a time to not play. A couple of years ago, I remember in the news that they were saying there was this big asteroid was going to hit the earth. But they said, oh, it's nothing. It's not really big. But something did hit the earth near Russia. And it did cause some damage. But it wasn't as big as they said it was. But it did hit. Now, I believe that they put some things in place to break it up. So now they're saying, say signs of the time.
Signs of the time.
So now they're saying, so the asteroid of 2 years ago was this size. Okay? Now there's another asteroid that's out there right now. Okay? They're not saying a whole lot about it, but every now and then you hear it. Say, I gotta listen. I gotta listen from here. Because when they say something, we need to not throw it away. So now they're saying there is an asteroid out there, but it's not this size as the one 2 years ago, but now it's this size. And it's 2.5 miles wide. And they say China and Russia and the U.S. are starting to move their missiles around. So to kind of find out how can we break it up. Say break it up. Even if they say if they break it up, it's still going to do some damage once it hit the atmosphere. Say I gotta listen. Say I gotta listen. Say signs of the time. So one of the things they said that we need to pay attention to is an asteroid. Now, they're also talking about a huge earthquake. That could hit, is that right? At E. Near California, Washington, Oregon. I'm just putting it out there. I think it's my responsibility to put it out there. And if nothing else, it calls us to pray. Amen? And so they said it's going to be 9.0 to 9.2. They're not saying if it's going to happen. They're saying when it's going to happen. They didn't say if, they're saying when. And whatever fault that is on is already shifting, and because of the drought, say drought. The drought is the sign of the time, say signs of the time. You need to put extreme drought. The extreme drought goes from Oregon, Washington to California. We talk about hardly have had any rain. As a matter of fact, back, you can go to some places where there were lakes and rivers. And they have dried up. Where there were columns in the water, you know, columns in the water. You can see the columns. In other words, here was the bridge, right? And it used to be the water right here, right? And here were the columns, right? Where no more water, right? Here go the columns. Here go the ground. And because it's so dry, it's causing the ground to shift. Plus they're taking out the groundwater because they have to, because the vegetation needs the water. So it's like a double whammy. So it is my responsibility as a leader just to put it out there. Okay? So we got this huge meteor that's saying, coming your way. Not saying much, but every now and then it's in there. Then something real sneaky came out recently. Real sneaky. Real sneaky. All of a sudden there is Earth look-alike. It's an Earth look-alike that's out there. Because they're saying some aliens. I'm not going to play with aliens right now. I don't want to. Because that takes us all the way to another deep place. So they say Earth look-alike out there. It's a little bit bigger, but it has water and all that kind of stuff. It's 1,400 light years away. And all of a sudden it just appeared. Look at your neighbor, say, neighbor, it just appeared. It just appeared. It's 1,400 light years away. So we got to hear with another ear. We got to say, okay, what are you trying to prepare us for? Say signs of the time. So, they start saying about, all of a sudden now a lot of stuff is going on in the airways, in the stores. People are seeing things. A lot of, I know Apostle and I, we were coming home, and right before our eyes, it was this huge meteor that went in front of our eyes. We was like, you know how you look and you like, in the body, out of the body, I don't know, but I'm seeing this. It had this long green tail, but it was moving so slow. I'm like, man, did you see that? He said, do you see it?
You see where?
And then it disappeared. I said, wow. We just looked. I was like, get me home. So we have an extreme drought, but then we have this Earth look-alike. That has suddenly appeared. Oh, you can Google it. And as a matter of fact, I would. Don't take my word for nothing. Also, we have extreme weather. Everything, you get a little rain, everything flood. It rained 2 hours, water's up to here. Just a teenage little water, all of a sudden water is like, never flooded here before. They signs of the time. Turn to Matthew 16. Matthew 16, let's go to verse 1. Then the Pharisees, are you there? Say amen. Then the Pharisees and the Sadducees came and testing him asked that he would show them a sign from heaven. And he answered and said to them, when it is evening, you say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and threatening. Hypocrites, you know how to discern the face of the sky, but you cannot discern the signs of the time. A wicked and adulterous generation seeks after a sign. Now check it out. This is key. Let's read this together. And no sign shall be given to it except the sign of the prophet Jonah. And he left them and departed. So let's look at Luke 12. Ready? Yeah, say Luke 11, 12. Luke 12, verse 29. Luke 11, 29. Luke 11, 29. And while the crowds were thickly gathered together, he began to say, this is an evil generation. It seeks a sign, and no sign shall be given to it except the sign of Jonah the prophet. And Jonah was in the what? The belly of the whale, because he was what? He was hard-headed. He was disobedient. God told him to do something. He didn't do it, so he wound up where? In the belly of the whale. For as Jonah became a sign to the Ninevites, so also the Son of Man will be to this generation. The Queen of South will rise up to the judgment with the men of this generation and condemn them, for she came from the ends of the earth to hear the wisdom of Solomon. And indeed, a greater than Solomon is here. The men of Nineveh will rise up in the judgment with this generation and condemn it, for they repented at the preaching of Jonah. And indeed, a greater than Jonah is here. So we have to do what? We have to repent, cry out to God. Ask Him to do what? Turn. We have to ask Him to do what? Turn. We have to ask Him to do what? Turn. Because judgment is doing what? It's going to come. Because this is an evil and perverse generation that will not hear. Let's look at some more. We have climate changes, right? Do we? What climate changes? The climate is crazy. It's hot. It's 100 everywhere. It's hot everywhere. And guess what? The sun is different. I was outside just maybe 30 minutes and I got a 10. Y'all can't tell, but I got a 10. I saw it. It's burning up. You saw those kids with the 3rd-degree burns? Have you ever seen anything like that before? All day long, because Mama would lock the door and say, play outside. And the only time you came in was about 4 or 5 o'clock. So you see that now they got grass fires in California that they can't even put out. I was into that. Have y'all seen that? Rock fires. Fires are coming out of the rocks. So we got to be what? Prepared. We got to be prepared. They're saying stuff is going to happen between September 15th and September 28th. Something really is going to happen September 23rd. So what do we need to do as a people? Oh, do we fear? We don't fear, we pray. For us, we look up because our redemption draws nigh. It's well transferred for us. Look at your neighbor, say neighbor. I'm fixing to get paid. For us, it's Shemitah year for us. There's a transfer of wealth that's getting ready to happen. For the world, they are in trouble. And then they're saying the giants are coming. They're saying the giants are coming. So, it's been the greatest cover-up of the giants, and I know if we was to see the 50-foot woman walk up here, we'll all run. We will leave. Y'all ever seen, I know y'all not old enough to have seen the 50-foot woman. When we were little, we all gathered together and hugged each other to watch that movie. They're saying the Nephilims, the giants. They say, as of the days of Noah. So on Tuesday nights, y'all need to come and join us, because we're studying the book of Enoch. And we're going page for page, word for word. But they're saying. So we need to get our rocks. in our slingshots. And the word hitting our hearts, and strategies, and a plan, so we can know what to do in the name of the Lord. Because I believe, raise your hand, say, I have been prepared. I have been equipped for such a time as this. And the gates of hell shall not prevail. I am blessed. I'm not cursed. For the Lord has empowered me to empower others. So what happens? Write this down. Judgment comes to redeem God's people. That's why. So we ought to cry out to the Lord so he can be found. Guess what? We're blessed. Raise your hand. Say, I'm blessed. Say, I can't be cursed. Say, I'm blessed. I can't be cursed. I'm blessed. I can't be cursed. So when you hear all of this stuff happening, look up. Your redemption is drawing out. All of these earthquakes, they're not telling you this earthquakes happen. Yellowstone is just bubbling up. All kind of stuff is happening. But we have to begin to seek out more information in a different way. Not necessarily from TV. Because you won't get that information. So, that's it for tonight.